I call the member for Fisher.
Thanks, Madam Deputy Speaker. Today's a good day. It's not very often you can say that in opposition, but today is a good day. Why is it a good day? Because the government today introduced a bill which will change the lives of many young Australians and their families. Now, this might sound strange coming from an opposition member, but, Madam Deputy Speaker, this is something I've been very, very passionate about for many years. In 2018, I hadn't been in this place very long, and most of us would remember the day when young Dolly Everett took her life. Dolly Everett was a happy young teenager. She was a poster girl, I think, for R.M. Williams. The world was her oyster. She was sort of the embodiment of success of a young teenage girl. But she was subjected to relentless bullying, and sadly in 2018, sadly is not the word, there's no adjective which suitably describes what happened. She took her own life, tragically. And as someone who has walked that mental health path as a dad, I was incredibly moved by her passing. And I thought, well, what can I do about this? So I ended up convening a meeting of the Digi Group in Sydney. The Digi Group is a group of all of the major electronic platforms, Google, Meta, although it wasn't Meta back then, the social media platforms. And we talked about what happened with Dolly and how we could put steps in place to try and ensure that Dolly would be the last. And I walked out of that meeting in Sydney. I think I will remember this meeting for the rest of my life, because I walked out of that meeting feeling so angry. I felt that I had just been transported back in time and that I had met with Big Tobacco in the 1960s and the 1970s. Because the response that I was getting to my questions was one of, it's all good, we've got this under control, we're doing everything we can, and I walked out of that meeting feeling so angry that these people either were willfully blind or that they were being obstructionist, probably more obstructionist. And so I started a campaign. I felt so aggrieved on behalf of Tilly's family and every family that is undergoing and has undergone the sort of relentless stress that has come about by the effects of social media on their young people. And we know from English studies that, in fact, many parents sign their kids up to social media platforms before they even turn the required age of 13. That had to stop. And I was incredibly pleased when the Leader of the Opposition took up this cudgel more than 12 months ago and announced that he would support, in the first 100 days of a coalition government, a trial for age verification for social media. We then came out in July of this year and said that if we were elected, we would push and in fact legislate for a minimum age of 16 for social media. Peter Dutton has led from the front on this. The bill, as I've had a short opportunity to read it, is not perfect, but I welcome it. The provision of a legislated duty of care will ensure that these platforms have nowhere to run, because there will be lawyers out there who will be able to now, when this bill is passed, sue on behalf of their clients.
Authorised by Andrew Wallace, LNP, Boccarina, Queensland.